put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back. Welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates morning show. Remember, viewers, we're coming to you live from the third floor, Portmore, Lower Scarborough, Tobago. On our program this morning, we chat with the Honorable Shamfa Cudjoe, Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs. This morning.
Development.
And community development. Yes, we forgot that part. My apologies. And community development. This morning, the minister is on the program this morning to chat with us on the Mpower TT project and the Commonwealth Games or the Commonwealth Youth Games 2023. Good morning and welcome to Minister Cudjoe.
Good morning, Rhea. It's a real pleasure to see you in person. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobago Update. It's a privilege to be here, and I thank you for having me this morning.
Good to see you. It's been a while. It's been a long while. But I'm sure Tobago and our viewers are really happy to have you with us today. Let's start this morning by chatting about the Mpower TT project. Give us an idea this morning of what this project is all about and when it started and the purpose for it. Okay,
Mpower TT was created around 2018, 2019 when I assumed duties in Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs. I conceptualized the program based on going from community to community, especially areas like Plymouth, Golden Lane, Bethel Village, where I'm from, and talking to the young men on the street. I try to create programs based on what I've heard and seen and the feedback from the people I serve. So in the past, we've had programs like 40 Under 40, which is still running, where we put young people in the same space as other young people who have excelled in entrepreneurship, showing them that you don't have to get 5 subjects to excel. Your life doesn't start and end with 5 subjects. Right. There are other things you can do if you have skills and leaning them towards entrepreneurship. For Mpower TT, we wanted to focus specifically on men, providing a platform for men to share stories, for them to learn from other men, to be directed by other men, a safe space for men to talk and to develop skills towards their personal development, so that they can make better choices in life. So we created Mpower TT to empower men in Trinidad and Tobago. Now the program has 4 stages or 4 phases. You have the M zones, which is about transforming a community center into a man cave or a male-friendly zone. So we call them M zones, or a basketball court or a street corner. Last week we sat on the street corner of Plymouth, and you get young men to come out and talk to masters and brand ambassadors. The brand ambassadors are those who have a strong social media following, or they're leaders within their community and they have influence and they can bring out people to the program. And the masters are those who are experts or gurus or trusted persons in a specific subject area. We cover areas like topics like I Am Man. This evening we're doing the topic I Am Man at Barcode. So we turned Barcode into an M zone or male-friendly zone later on today. And we invite all young men, any age, because we really geared towards 16 to 40. But any age, once you're a man, come out and be a part of the conversation. Now, you have the M zones, and then we have life skills training. Life skills training, we teach them time management, conflict resolution, emotional intelligence, and they go through workshops and so on, dining etiquette, how to behave when you go out on a date, and that type of thing. And then we take them to a psychological assessment. We bring in a psychologist and a life coach to help them to direct their lives and figure out what is it that they really want to do. And then for those who stay on to do the apprenticeship, we take them through a 6 to 10 week apprenticeship. So let's say a young man said, I want to be a plumber. We find a plumber, a professional plumber, and place him with that plumber for 6 to 10 weeks for internship, or should I say apprenticeship. And then from there are opportunities for mentorship for those who feel like they need a mentor to link with the older, more experienced guys. And it's good that we have mentors and masters, brand ambassadors from all different walks of life, from entrepreneurs to doctors, lawyers, bank managers, former commissioners of police, that type of thing. So it's a pilot project. And I'm pleased to see that we have gotten this far. We have graduated a class of about 200 young men in March. And we are now just closing off the M zones to assess the program to make sure that what we had set out to do, we are accomplishing, or we are on the way or on the path to getting good results. I think we have some good results so far. We didn't get to this place as it relates to crime and neglect of men in one day or 1 year. So it's going to take some time to resolve. But at least we are sure that there's a platform for men to come out and have their voices heard and a place that they can go to for direction.
What sort of feedback have you gotten since 2017, 2018 when this project started?
Well, it was just an idea and pen and paper in 2017, 2018, more 2018 than any other time around February, March when I started walking more aggressively places like Golden Lane and Plymouth. And in 2019, we launched in 2020, and then there was COVID. And we had to stop because it's a very touchy-feely, interactive type of program, and we had to stop. And then I moved from youth development over to Ministry of Sport and Community Development, so I had to get to move the program to community development. And we resumed last year, August. We had a cohort in Trinidad and a cohort in Tobago. We started off with 26 men in Tobago, and I think about 22 graduated and saw the program through the end. In Trinidad, we started with roughly 240 actually enrolling and signing up and being a part of the different groups, and we graduated about 180 in Trinidad. So I would say roughly 200, a little over 200 men made it all the way through, and I'm pretty pleased because in Trinidad we had some real difficult issues to deal with, like borderline issues, gang issues, but we had the support of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, the Army, and Ministry of National Security, both in Trinidad and Tobago. So we look forward to the assessment, and hopefully we get to run a second cycle of Mpower TT in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, so this evening, and that's today, Tuesday, May 23rd,
Yes.
The discussion or the conversation will be centered around I Am Man.
Yes.
How do you select these topics?
Well, what I Am Man really is supposed to be is conversation about what you think a man is, because different people have a different idea as to what they think the role of a man is in the household,
now
in
the discussion is,
society.
who is a man?
Who is a man? And what is it that you think you need to do to feel like a man or consider yourself a man? And you get experiences from other men. So rather than call it the role of a man in society, we are not going to tell you the role. We are going to provide that space for you to say, I am man. And what is it that you think make you a man? Or what you think it is that makes a man? We had to make the topics interactive and engaging so that people would come. Like, for instance, the topic on that treat with domestic violence and how you treat your family and your woman and so on. We call that cultivating a culture of respect, because we didn't want to put domestic violence or call it out like that. Some people may feel strange leaving home to go to a forum on domestic violence. So in interacting with the men, they help us choose how we label the topics in a way that would attract other men and attract young men so they would come out to the different sessions.
Most definitely. And how many men are you catering to later this evening?
We usually cater to about 80 men, and sometimes we get up to 120. So
the men are coming out?
They are coming out, especially in Tobago. I'm particularly pleased by what I've seen from different walks of life, different age groups. You have from 16, you have 70, 80-year-old. You have people like Shamfa Cudjoe, who was my Standard 5 teacher at Scarborough Methodist School. He's there at every session giving his support. You had Collis Hazel, our Assistant Commissioner of Police. You had Julian Skeet, who had been a master since 2019, Kern Johnson, you name it, entrepreneurs, DJs, electricians, they're all coming out and sharing. And I must say, I'm happy by what I've seen, and people are feeling enlightened. And it's about going from one stage to the next, keeping the fire burning and keeping people on board, the young men on board in positive conversation.
So there seems to be a lot of focus on men and boys. This year for International Day of the Boy Child, the theme was boys and mental health. And then here you are now talking about Mpower TT, catering again to men. Now, what is interesting is the location for this conversation later this evening. Barcode.
What better than Barcode? You know, what better than a bar? We want to take the conversation to places where men congregate.
Yes.
So last week we were on a street corner in Plymouth, and this week we're at Barcode. We had one at Barcode in 2020, and that was pretty good. The turnout was good. You come out, we pay a bill at Barcode, we sponsor the drinks, the eats, and so on. And people who come into the bar to line, they end up being a part of the conversation and they join in. So we're encouraging Tobagonians to come out and be a part.
Mentors, M-Zone mentors, masters, ambassadors, brand ambassadors. Give us an idea this morning, you know, in terms of the selection or identification. What do you refer to as M-Zone ambassadors and masters?
A brand ambassador, we look for men who have influence in the community or even influence on social media. So you have some entertainers, you have some persons who are coaches in their sports clubs, you have some teachers, and you have some entrepreneurs also. And they help us to bring out the members of their groups and of their communities. They are brand ambassadors. They help to hype the conversation, to keep the conversation going. So in a room or at an M zone, throughout the crowd, there are going to be brand ambassadors seated to help the conversation to keep going. The masters are the ones who are a master in a specific topic or have sound experience and knowledge in that specific topic. So they would share their experience. They would sit in the front on the and pretty much, you know, act as like facilitators of the conversation. So we have teachers, doctors. We have people like Darren White from Royal Bank. We have former commissioner of police Jacobs. We have at least 100 brand ambassadors and masters volunteering their time. We have Pastor Luke Kwamina from Trinidad moving with us. We have Alpha Senon, who is doing good work in agriculture throughout the world. Joel Murray, Positive. You name it, they are moving right with us. You have Preedy, soca artists. So many people with different backgrounds moving and sharing their stories and encouraging other men to be positive and make proper decisions as they go about their lives.
I want to share with some of our viewers out there this morning. Back in April 27th in Chaguanas, the topic was crime and gang violence. May 4th, in Princestown, the topic was education, employment, and entrepreneurship. May 11th in Cyperia, fatherhood and mentorship. May 18th in Port of Spain, Government Campus Plaza. How can women support? And these are some interesting topics. Now, do you plan on doing another cycle of these set topics?
Yes.
Is it that the topics remain the same, the location, and maybe the grouping would change every year?
Oh no, we change the topics as we go from place to place. We start with one topic and we see how that topic goes at a specific location, and then the men of that location may ask for another topic and we would bring it. The thing is that the focus was on East Port of Spain and troubled areas or marginalized areas where you would see high crime in Trinidad, and we have Tobago as a part of the community recovery program because we want to make sure that Tobago remains safe, remains secure, and we work towards maintaining proper order in Tobago. Of course, we're having some challenges lately, and we have to continue to work with our young men. We can't give up on them. So the topics would move and change as we go from place to place, and as we close the curtains on this cohort or on this group of topics, we then go on to another cycle, hopefully come July. The assessment would take place at the end of May, or should I say in the month of June. We hope to be back out in July for another set of talks and a new cohort of men, taking them through the training and giving them the experience.
All right. Are there opportunities for other men to get involved in terms of men who believe that they've got what it takes to be a mentor?
Of course.
Got to, what it takes to give back. They want to give back. How can they become a part of this program?
They can reach out to the Ministry of Sport and Community Development, the Community Development Division, and just provide like a resume, a little background as to who they are and why they think, what they have to offer to the program. And sometimes somebody may recommend somebody else. For instance, we have pastors from the Anglican Church. The Anglican Church have a very strong men's union, and they reached out to us very early and got a number of their members on board. You have prison officers, police officers who have offered their time. So if you think that you have the time to spare, it's not paid, it's voluntary. All of it is voluntary. To come out and share and mentor, then we will be more than happy to have you on board. Of course, we try to do a little background check to make sure that you're in good order and we're safe with you.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, I just want to touch base here with the live and just to bring into the conversation some of what our online viewers are saying. Some viewers are saying, great job, wishing all success. JJ Allen says, the live skill sessions, the facilitator was great. Kelva Michelle says, Shamfa Cudjoe, MP Tobago West, right there with us. Annette McConey, well done. You are doing such a great job. Keep on, keeping on, standing strong. God's blessings upon you always. Live skills sessions, the facilitators are great. Lawrence Sizzle up on the live. A great topic, definitely. All right, Challenor Birchwood, you need to do, okay, no, this is not a part of it. Okay, Tobago Love. And others, commenting here, Jason Joseph, this woman is a gem. And they continue to share their stories. Love that the topics, this is Brittany Duncan, love that the topics are tailored to each community. Our young men really needed this initiative. Great program indeed. So congratulations going out to their minister.
Thank you very much, and thanks to Tobago and Trinidad for accepting and embracing the vision and moving along with us. As I said before, it's based on listening to what the people say they want and trying to craft the program in order to meet their needs. It has been very well received because as a woman, we have so many platforms to come out and share. It's something natural that we do. We talk. But somehow in all socialization and the way we culture and nurture boys, because sometimes we as women, we do it too. We tell men, don't cry. And if you do this, that means you're a girl. And, so we have to go back and unlearn and unteach some things and provide that opportunity and that environment for men to tap into themselves and to really grow and become the men that we want them to be. We invest so much in that feminist movement and making women strong and expect men to learn it by the wayside. No, we have to make that investment also. So I'm happy that the program is making waves and we're getting good responses. So thank you.
All right, very quickly here, what time today does that program start?
I think we start at 5. At 5 at Barcode. We're usually supposed to end at 7, but sometimes these talks go on to 8, 9, 10 o'clock. So come out from 5 o'clock and we will wrap up when we wrap up. Yes.
That's right. Men are talking. With regards on the Commonwealth Youth Games 2023, so you'll give us some information on what's happening.
Yes, I'm really excited about the Commonwealth Youth Games 2023. We call it Tobago 2023. As Minister of Sport and Community Development and Member of Parliament for Tobago West, I'm happy that these games are national in truth and in fact, because when the TTOC came to me in 2019 asking for the support of the government, I said, make sure that these games are taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. So we sent, at that time, Brian Lewis was the president of the TTOC, and we sent him over to Tobago to meet with the Tobago House of Assembly, and we got the okay and the approval. Jomo Pitt was Secretary of Sport at that time. And so we have some of the games taking place in Tobago and some in Trinidad. so that we could, Tobago and Trinidad could enjoy the action. As a matter of fact, we have 4 sporting disciplines taking place in Tobago and 3 in Trinidad. In Tobago, we're doing beach volleyball, the triathlon, netball, and rugby. And in Trinidad, we're doing athletics, cycling, and aquatics. Of course, the games take place between August 4th to 11th, and the athletes are going to be between the ages of 14 and 18. So we're really trying to ramp up and focus on using sport as a tool for development among young people and using it as a platform to ramp up sport in schools, so school-age children. That's a major part of our agenda. We're welcoming over 1,000 athletes from throughout the Commonwealth. That's over 72 countries, and these athletes have been training. They're excited to come to Trinidad and Tobago, so we look forward to hosting them. This provides good economic opportunity. So it's not only about the athletes. For hotel rooms, we're booking at least 5,000 hotel room nights to accommodate these athletes. These people are going to need food to eat, places to go, transportation, and so on. So for people who are offering these services, sports serve as a good platform, a good tool to generate economic activity. So we are seeing sport tourism at work by hosting these games. So I'm really excited. We've been working in collaboration with the Trinidad and Tobago Commonwealth Games Association, known to us as TTOC, and the Tobago House of Assembly, the Commonwealth Games Federation, and I'm happy to be Minister of Sport at this point in time because we're really utilizing sport as a tool for development both in Trinidad and in Tobago.
Okay, we're really happy to hear that, and we want to thank you so much for not forgetting Tobago. Not forgetting Tobago.
Yes. So far, so good. We want to encourage the youngsters to come out and volunteer. So far, we've had over 1,000 persons register to volunteer, to volunteer their services during the games. You have the Tobago House of Assembly. They also have set up their own little volunteer program for the Tobago side of it. I'm happy to see Tobago come alive, and the Tobago House of Assembly also excited about these games doing their part. They've set up a task force on this end that's headed by Mr. George Leacock, and they have the different units of the Assembly working together to make it happen. Of course, we're finalizing venues. We have a little challenge with the beach volleyball venue. The Tobago House of Assembly wants to use this new facility that they're working on in Blackrock. Of course, we know Pigeon Point was the approved location, and the House of Assembly is interested in having that change. And I said to the Assembly and to Commonwealth Games Federation, although the area is an environmentally sensitive site, this is a good platform and opportunity to show that environmental conservation and development can work hand in hand. So we are working on ways to make it environmentally sound and hopefully get it completed in time for the games. We are about under 80 days to the games.
Wow.
So the Assembly has to move very quickly. We are waiting for approval from the Commonwealth Games Federation as it relates to that facility, because you can't just jump up and change facilities. So whilst the Assembly is adamant about having that specific location, we still have to wait on the approval of the local organizing committee and the Commonwealth Games Federation, because if there are any hiccups or any challenges, the government stands liability as sole guarantor. So we want to make sure everything runs smoothly, and the THA finally submitted a certificate for environmental clearance last week, Friday, and we're hoping that that clearance is granted by June 5th so that we can move speedily ahead in getting the different facilities ready, and hopefully we get to do beach volleyball at Blackrock, but we can't say so for sure just yet. We have to await the approval of the Commonwealth Games Federation. So I'm excited. I'm excited about all that is to happen in Tobago for Commonwealth Games. This is the first time Trinidad and Tobago is hosting a major multi-sport event, and the first time the Commonwealth Youth Games will be held in the Caribbean region. So we're really excited. It's a big deal for us.
All right. Well, thank you again, Minister Shamfa Cudjoe, for being on the program with us this morning.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me, Rhea. And I have one more thing. We are partnering with the Bankers Association of Trinidad and Tobago, Ministry of Sport and Community Development. And today we are at Canaan a community center from 9:30, teaching financial literacy, financial capability, helping people to learn how to save and how to invest their money properly, because all that is a part of community development. Yesterday we were in Signal Hill. We were pleased with the turnout, so we're inviting Tobagonians, entrepreneurs, senior citizens who are interested in learning and banking online, credit cards, credit lines, and so on. It's all free. So please come out to Canaan Community Center today and join with the Ministry of Sport and Community Development and Bankers Association of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you.
Now, the minister, she used the opportunity to squeeze everything in, all right, because she's not often here. So, of course, we had to allow for that. Thank you again.
My absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Indeed. Viewers, lots more coming up this morning on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. So remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.